Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This Mother's Day, give your mom the gift of music, love, and excitement with Sunshine Promotions Night of Love concert featuring the incredible Christopher Martin, Sanchez, and Vaughn. But that's not all. When you purchase your Night of Love ticket, you will automatically be entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes, win a Samsung Galaxy smartphone, and more. Each week leading up to the event, we will be giving away fantastic prizes contributed by our event partners, including gift certificates, product vouchers, and service vouchers. And the best part, you can gift the prize to your amazing mother or keep it for yourself. But remember, you must have a Night of Love ticket to win. So what are you waiting for? Get your Night of Love ticket today and be automatically entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes. Visit GoToFed.com or any island-wide ticket outlet to purchase your tickets now. Terms and conditions apply. This year, indulge in a world of elegance and taste with Clique Entertainment's Uncorked Beer and Wine Fest. Join us at the enchanting Quarantine Recreational Park as we embark on a journey through the finest collections of wines and beers from around the globe. From 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Sunday, 30th April, immerse yourself in a symphony of flavors accompanied by soul-stirring performances from Corp Bank Comancheros, Fahrenheit Band, Dash, and Mr. Golden. Secure your early bird tickets for just $50 online at GoToFed.com or purchase your regular tickets for $60. Available from Grenadian Optical, Melville Street and Grandance, Heather's Boutique, Lower St. John Street, Giddens Healthcare Grandance, or Esther's Bar. Don't miss this luxurious experience. Uncork the night and let the memories flow. The Uncorked Beer and Wine Festival awaits you. Quarantine Recreational Park. Get your tickets now.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Get ready to experience the ultimate Spice Mass launch 2023. On Friday, April 28th, the Stadium Car Park will be transformed into an electrifying arena of raw talent and energy. Starting at 5:30 p.m., you'll be blown away by the incredible lineup of artists set to grace the stage, including Boise, Terra the Governor, Lil Natty and Thunder, Lava Man, Looney Spark and Electrify, Jad King, Lil Kerry, Lil Jello, Dash, Crave, Mozo, Scala, and many more. But that's not all. Prepare to be amazed by the traditional mask, Moko Jumbies, Jab Jab, Short Knee, and Veko. Plus, your reigning Panorama champs, Corp and Comancheros, will also be there to add to the excitement. And the best part, it's completely free. The Stadium Car Park is the place to be on Friday, April 28th. Get ready for an epic night that you'll never forget. Spice Mass, the evolution.
Greenock is pleased to inform customers that we've been seeing a decrease in our fuel charge over the last 6 months. From September last year, it was 87 cents, and in March this year, it has reduced to 67 cents. So we are extremely happy for that decrease. What it means to customers is lower energy rates. And it is unique in the sense that last year, from January, fuel prices was increasing, and that's on the world market. So it increased from January to September, and then from September to now, we've seen that decrease. So we're very, very happy with this trend. It means lower prices for customers, and with this we pass on these decreases to customers. Fuel prices are always unpredictable. It's volatile in the sense that it can increase or decrease based on fuel market conditions, mainly supply and demand, but there's also external factors regarding geopolitical situations, conflict between various countries, and even weather conditions. So fuel prices can change, and it can change dramatically. While we are very happy for the decrease, the changes or increase or decrease is beyond our control. While there has been a decrease over the last 6 months, we still believe that it is fairly high, and caution should be taken in all instances to use electricity very wisely, conserve where possible, do not use electricity when it's not required. Prudent management is always key for our customers.
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
Hello and welcome to the MTV Evening News for Wednesday, 26th April 2023. The news headlines come to you in association with Courts Grenada Limited.
Happiness is when cooking isn't a chore. Bring happiness to your home. Get up to 30% off on selected items. Get it now, pay later. Whatever your happiness is, we can help. Court, bringing value home. Offer ends April 30th, 2023. Conditions apply.
Welcome back. Coming up in the news tonight, father of Kimon Bell seeking the support of fishermen as he seeks justice for his son. Karikou Maroon and String Band Music Festival kicks off on Friday. Union leader believes corporate Grenada stands to benefit more than workers from the introduction of bi-monthly payments to public officers. And in sports, Grenada Shotokan Karate Association delivered a solid performance in St. Vincent's Open Invitational Karate Championships. The details when we come back.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News comes to you compliment Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
When you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way. I'll be by your side, never to divide. The light that shines our way. Wherever your road leads, we'll be right there with you. Wherever your road leads, we'll make your dreams come true. Next side, next side, next side, right next to you.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
Good evening. With the news in detail, I am Troy Gill. As he continues to mourn the loss of his son, Carlson George is appealing to fishermen to pen their support as he continues to seek justice for Kimon Bell. Bell died in an accident involving the Grenada Coast Guard about a year ago. According to his father, they are yet to receive any information on the matter from the relevant authorities, and as such, he will be petitioning fishermen for their support in his quest for answers. Bell's body was retrieved from the sea after the Coast Guard collided with the boat, of which he was an occupant. Since his death, to date, no one has been arrested or charged. George is calling to all fishermen to support this movement and to help him get justice for his son.
Once again, I'll be going around with a petition to all fishermen in this country. 25 and 30 years experience in the water. Well, I have 75 names already and I'm looking for 4,000 names. I'll be going on parish to parish and give you experience of what take place. Because the coast guard is over 30 feet long. The back of the coast guard is over 15 feet wide. The boat that they claim they run over is 13 feet. The coast guard carry 3 engines behind of it. Each engine is 350 horsepower, running at 21 knots. 21 knots, 21 miles an hour. So possible that could be an accident. It's not an accident. If it pisses a boat they're picking up in the water, then I would say it's an accident. But that 2 holes between the boats, no, cannot be an accident. I grew up in the seawater and I have experience with boat bouncing boat already, and I know better than that. So I'll be taking the street and going to parish for a petition. I'm looking for 4,000-5,000 names, so they could prove to the criminals and them it's not an accident.
The 3-day Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival kicks off on Friday night, featuring a menu of smoked foods along with local staples, followed by drumming and big drum dancing. The Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival is a 3-day celebration of traditional songs, dance, drumming, food, and other cultural performances. The festival highlights the African roots of Carriacou's people. Originally established in 2001 as the Carriacou Maroon Music Festival, this was later merged in 2010 with a string band competition to create a single event focusing on preserving the rich cultural expressions of Carriacou. Cultural coordinator is Anderson Matheson.
All the activities on Friday will take part to the northern part of the island, which is the Bialo Big Pond, and they will have the cooking of the food. We'll start the morning with the blowing of the shell, the libation, wetting of the ground, the cooking of the food, sharing of the food, and as the evening go into the cultural activities and the official opening with speeches from government officials and our sponsors and members of the committee, villagers, and we have a flambeau parade and some cultural performances by Big Drum and a local band. Saturday morning, the event in downtown Hillsborough, Strings in the City, where we're showcasing the string music and how it ties in to other aspects of our cultures in Carriacou. So we started at the north, we come to the center, and we're now going to the south. So this year, the festival is spread right throughout the Carriacou.
The third and final day of the festival, Family Day, usually takes place on Paradise Beach with string band performances, children's events, and swimming races.
We have some visiting groups from Grenada. We have the Tivoli Drummers, Conception Dance Group, and one group from Union Island, Cultural Conquerors. They'll be performing the cultural pieces. But as we get into later into the night, into the wee morning, we have 3 bands. A local band, which is Rough and Regular, and that band features our reigning groovy monarch, Mr. Golden. He'll be with that band. And we also feature that day also the winners from Kayak Mass. So the Calypso Monarch, Lady B will be there performing. Our Soca Monarch, Power Soca Monarch, Mose will be performing also. And as I say, Golden will be there with Rough and Regular Band. And then we have Sabrina Francis and the Treehouse Band will be there also. And bringing down the curtains would be Solid, the band out of Grenada.
A St. Andrew committee is seeking to restore an area that was once a popular attraction site for locals and visitors alike, including a former venue for several community events and activities, and is calling on government to assist with the restoration efforts so the area can once again bear a semblance of what it once was in the big parish. The recently formed Greens Committee is seeking to develop and restore an area in Simon St. Andrew known to residents in the big parish as the Greens, a location near the sea that was once frequented by both locals and visitors, but has now become a dumping site and a victim of sand mining. Member of the Greens Committee and community activist is Claude Douglas.
Well, the Greens, historically speaking, had been a very popular green space we had in St. Andrew, especially in the 70s. A number of activities were held here, sporting activities, cultural activities, like Easter. The village still band will be down here entertaining. A lot of frolicking. A lot of young men came down here on a Sunday. So it was always well populated, you know, on a Sunday and other days too, but mostly on a Sunday. A number of people frequented here. Also for picnic. You see the grape trees, and they actually provided the environment for that.
He says the committee is seeking to collaborate with government and other entities to redevelop the area and curb certain illegal practices.
If you look around, you will see now these used as a dumping ground. A lot of construction debris being dumped here, and we want to, at least with the assistance of the government, because we cannot enforce laws and all of those things, we cannot police the dumping of things here. So we actually would want to work in collaboration with the government of Grenada and other non-government organizations to see how we can actually save the greens, as it were. You know, the greens, again, the location between two estuaries, or what we call busheries, the Simon Bushery and also the Paradise Bushery. All right, and at one time, here was a famous nesting ground for the leatherback turtle, you know, commonly known what we call it kawang, you know, colloquially speaking.
The committee will be hosting one of their first activities in the coming month, Douglas says.
We want to, as early as next month, you know, to start up with a bonfire, you know, as a means of actually galvanizing the support from the communities, both communities of Paradise and Seamoon, because these are the closest community to the Greens. As a matter of fact, the Greens is located in Seamoon, so that people will become a little more conscious. We want to raise awareness and all of those things among community members and so forth.
Accessibility to the greens were one of the challenges, especially during the wet season. However, the road was recently paved, which now allows for greater and improved access to the area. Government workers are scheduled to receive their second bi-monthly payment of salaries this month's end, an initiative introduced by government that is geared towards increasing the cash flow and promoting increased economic activity. However, in a recent interview with a trade union leader, Andre Lewis, while he welcomes the move coupled with fiscal management, Lewis says corporate Grenada stands to benefit more than workers due to more frequent economic activity.
It is interesting also to note that certainly the private sector businesses tend to benefit from this arrangement probably more than the worker themselves, right? Because the possibility of more frequent engagement, because for the worker is not, so I'm not addressing people that have loans. Remember, I'm saying that would not be the majority of people, most likely. Because you are not getting more money, it means that you are not necessarily being able to buy more in a village shop. But a village shop or one of the stores in town, in St. George or Grenville or Guelph or wherever, people might be able to go there more frequent. So the business places, the corporate Grenada, will have a faster turnover of and access to their cash flow.
Lewis says given that the corporate sector stands to benefit more from the payment of bi-monthly salaries, he hopes that entrepreneurs will also take advantage of the opportunity.
Right? So this will more likely benefit the corporate sector. Right? Who if the theory is correct and access to cash flow should result in more economic activities. But we do know that more and more businesses hardly ever pass on whatever benefits. One will hope, if there is more money, and it doesn't mean more money, but with more economic activities, theoretically, one would like to reach at some stage where you can see creation of business. But that may not happen because it is not more money. It is not more money, but it is more frequent activities likely to happen.
The University of the West Indies on Wednesday hosted its annual business meeting under the theme Rooted, Ready and Raising. More from Nikita Hostin.
The university is also celebrating its 75th anniversary this year. Chairman of CARICOM and Prime Minister of Bahamas, the Honorable Philip Edwards Davis, QC, said the Caribbean region must be proud of the university and highlighted its achievements.
As we celebrate the university's 75th anniversary, we have much to be proud of. The University of the West Indies is ranked in the top 1.5% of universities worldwide, and it continues to serve as a beacon of excellence in the Caribbean region. It is a testament to your perseverance and commitment to education that UWI has achieved this level of success. The university is an institution that is truly rooted in the Caribbean. It was founded in 1948 as a college of the University of London with the aim of providing higher education to the people of the region. Since then, the university has grown to become the leading institution of higher learning in the Caribbean, serving students from its member countries all over the English-speaking Caribbean. In this 75th year, we are reminded of the many challenges that we have faced along the way, from hurricanes and natural disasters to economic downturns and political upheavals. The university has weathered many storms.
The Bahamian Prime Minister reported that heads of government pledged to continue supporting growth and advancement of the university.
This is an acknowledgement of the university's vital role in shaping the future of the Caribbean and beyond. Education is the way forward for all of us, and the university is at the forefront of providing high-quality education to generations of students. The university is the nexus for progress, research, and advancement.
Vice-Chancellor of the university is Professor Sir Hilary Beckles.
We are happy to report that as we reflect upon 75 years of service, that the reputation of our university has never been higher. Decades of persistent strategic planning, management sensitivity to the issues of the day, strategic planning of the most scientific nature have all yielded the result that we have been looking for.
That's the first segment of news. More news when we come back.
The first segment of the MTV Evening News came to you in association with Nexa Credit Union. With you wherever your road leads.
But when you need someone to help you to your feet, I'll be that beacon to your highest peak. I'll be right next to you, no, I will never leave. Come on, take my hands, we got everything we need. Cause you can look to me, yes, I can. Whenever you're in need, yes, you can. Just call on me and I'll be on my way.
Nexa Credit Union, with you wherever your road leads.
No, girl, that was yesterday. I can't believe all they said that. She didn't.
Mom, can you help me, please? I'm having some trouble understanding.
No, you serious?
Mom, can you help me, please?
So you all sit down and say that? Okay then, bye. Here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let's ensure that you are well prepared for this exam.
Parents, you have a crucial role to play in helping to prepare your children for the CPEA exams. Help them or seek additional help so that they can revise the concepts they learn at school and give them a better chance to be successful and move on to the next phase of their lives. A message from the National Parenting Program Ministry of Social and Community Development, Housing and Gender Affairs.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment as you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest. Visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Boy, you, they gonna fly with kite now. The wind picking up.
I'm coming. Karim, what you doing?
Fly my kite.
Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite near power lines, boy.
Why not? The wind good.
Because mommy say kite threads conduct electricity.
Yeah, kite. He's right. If your kite gets stuck in power lines, you can cause power outages, or even worse, you can get shocked.
Come, let's go and fly them in the pasture.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Grenlink, energizing our Grenada.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the event you've been waiting for. The event of the century. It's the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. Sunday, May 7th from 5 p.m. Where? At the National Stadium. And this year you can win not 1, not 2, not even 3 or 4, but 5 Suzuki Swift Sports.
I don't think I heard that correctly. Tell me again slowly.
You can win 5 Suzuki Swift Sports. Yeah! Wait, come back, that's not all. Plus $25,000 in cash.
No way.
Tickets are $60 for 1 or $100 for 2.
This is crazy.
5 cars plus $25,000 in cash. This will definitely be the event of the century.
Welcome back. As Republic Bank seeks to meet the needs of its business clientele, they have repurposed its Halifax Street branch to a full suite, one-stop shop. The business center, which will be spearheaded by commercial banking manager Kurt McFarlane and his team, will comprise a commercial credit department, operations department, and a small business unit. Sharing brief remarks at the official launch of the business center was Kalawati Bikram Singh, General Credit Manager.
I trust that this center, led by Kurt McFarlane and his team of well-trained professionals, will serve you well. And as Grenada's leading financial institution, we see these initiatives as key steps to creating and maintaining a viable finance sector. We remain dedicated to working responsibly with our clients, customers, and intergovernmental agencies to encourage sustainable practices and economic activity, which are critical elements to growth and development. Let me assure you, Republic Bank stands ready to support these small business incubators wherever they may be located across our tri-island state.
Bikram Singh used the opportunity to encourage their customers to also take advantage of the bank's corporate internet banking services. She also shared some of the bank's achievements as they focus on women entrepreneurs.
I'm proud to say that Republic Bank is the leading institution in Grenada as well as in the Eastern Caribbean Currency Union with the highest number of customers accessing the guarantee program. We have also focused specifically on women entrepreneurs with the RFHL group under the Entrepreneurs Business Builder Program for Women, or EBB. And this program aims to directly invest in developing a high potential segment of the business community, and that is our women entrepreneurs.
Also making remarks was President of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, Kenny John.
For this initiative, I think the community of Grenada and certainly the business people in Grenada are quite thankful for it. But I charge you with one more, just a little extra, is to encourage you to also educate our people. Furthermore, the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce is particularly encouraged by this event to have Republic spearheading that initiative to encourage other organizations to join with recognizing our small business folk and our medium-sized business folk.
Preparations are underway in Simon St. Andrew to host their first ever Saraka event on Friday. An initiative, according to residents, is aimed to foster greater unity and community involvement. Our news team visited a village shop opposite DC Minimart, where the main event will be held, and spoke with Phyllis Ramsey, one of the residents involved in the preparations for the event.
We're here preparing for our Saraka, Simon Saraka, tomorrow. We invited everybody. Right now we're doing the preparation for the seasoning of the meat and stuff. So we like for everybody to come out. That's a start for the Simon Saraka. Every year now we'll be having Simon Saraka in April.
Another member of the organizing committee said the Saraka will feature various dishes, including the traditional eating on banana leaves and other cultural displays.
Right, tomorrow, please the Lord, Friday, we're going to have a Simon Saraka for the first time. We're inviting everybody. We have it by DC Minimarts, and we have it in Baghdad. Well, the founder is Rachel Alexander, but she just told us about it, so we're trying to build the community. So we have curry crab, we have peas and dumpling, we have fish, we have pork, we have mutton, we have cuckoo, we have raw rice, we have oil dung, we have lentil peas and rice, we have dry peas, we have all the other stuff. But come out, support. We're trying to build the community because everybody has Saraka and Simon don't have, so we need to build the community, make everybody come together for the first time. We're trying to try something and see if we could expand, make it a little bigger.
In another location known as Baghdad, the Saraka will also feature activities for children, including bouncing castles and face painting on Friday. The parliamentary representative for the town of St. George, Peter David, announced that to continue to encourage community development, a resource center will be established. According to MP David, this resource center will serve as a multifaceted facility for the people of the town of St. George. More details in this report.
Speaking at a recent gathering on Saturday, Parliamentary Representative for the town of St. George, Peter David, announced that very soon a resource centre will be established as they strive to provide much-needed assistance in many ways for the people of the town of St. George. As MP David noted the importance of taking care of the youth and the elderly, he went on to speak about the purpose of the resource centre.
We in the town of St. George have decided to establish what we call a resource center. We will be establishing a resource center that will look after the interests of the people of the town of St. George. It will provide hampers to people who need it. It will provide advice to young people. You know, there are many mothers who have problems with kids and they have nobody to talk to them. Many of the fathers are absent. We are going to provide some counseling for them. We are going to provide some fathering for them. We are going to ensure that young people do what they're supposed to do to be properly advanced in our society. We are going to provide the assistance that we can for our elderly.
According to David, the centre will be part of a community initiative and will not be funded by the government.
This program is not going to be government financed. We will be reaching out to the business community. We will be reaching out to our friends in the diaspora. We will be reaching out to our people in our community. We are going to be self-financing it because we believe that there are enough people in our business community, enough people in the diaspora who care and who will help us.
The MP also spoke about providing meals for the elderly and vulnerable under this initiative. David, who prides himself on being a man of the people, used the opportunity to make a clarion call to the people within the constituency to come on board.
And I call on all members of the community who may not have money but have skill, who can teach. I am not in government now, but there's a lot I can do even if I'm out of government, and that is what I plan to do.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donala Hostin.
My colleague Samantha Charles has an insight into this week's online publication of the Grenada Informer.
The Grenada Informer wishes the workers of Grenada a happy Workers' Day when they celebrate May Day on Monday, May 1st. Please enjoy your May Day rally at Progress Park St. Andrew and your various social activities at your designated venues. The workers are the lifeblood of any nation. We also send deepest condolences to former Minister Senator Nolan Cox on the passing of his wife Diane. May God support you and your family in your grief. In this week's edition of our online publication, large piles of sargassum seaweed back on the eastern coast. Grenville Old Church finally demolished. Pump It Up raises over $50,000. In the Sister Isles, culture, food, and music at Carriacou's Maroon Festival. Farmer calls on Minister Andrew to honor pre-election promise. Senator Nolan Cox's wife passes. That's it from us at the Grenada Informer. I am Samantha Charles.
Thus, the second segment of news, regional highlights, are up next.
Do you know, when you play the games of the National Lotteries Authority, you are supporting sports, culture, and nation building in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit-Martinique?
Hi, I am Junior Murray, cricket coach, sports enthusiast, and a former West Indies cricketer. I endorse the games of the NLA 100%. For the past 40 years, the NLA has been funding many sporting activities, including competition for schools and clubs, and for athletes to participate in overseas tournaments such as the Carifta Games and the regional cricket tournaments. Additionally, they made it possible for you, the public, to view local, regional, and international tournaments from the comfort of your homes. For those reasons, I play the game of the NLA. Even if I do not win, I know Grenada always wins.
Yes, when you play all the games, the NLA in turn supports sports, culture, and nation-building activities throughout the Tri-Island state.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
This Mother's Day, give your mom the gift of music, love, and excitement with Sunshine Promotions' Night of Love concert featuring the incredible Christopher Martin, Sanchez, and Vaughn. But that's not all. When you purchase your Night of Love ticket, you will automatically be entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes, win a Samsung Galaxy smartphone, and more. Each week leading up to the event, we will be giving away fantastic prizes contributed by our event partners, including gift certificates, product vouchers, and service vouchers. And the best part, you can gift the prize to your amazing mother or keep it for yourself. But remember, you must have a Night of Love ticket to win. So what are you waiting for? Get your Night of Love ticket today and be automatically entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes. Visit GoToFed.com or any island-wide ticket outlet to purchase your tickets now. Terms and conditions apply.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the event you've been waiting for. The event of the century. It's the massive Cars and Cash Mega Bingo. Sunday, May 7th from 5 p.m. Where? At the National Stadium. And this year you can win not one, not two, not even 3 or 4, but 5 Suzuki Swift Sports.
I don't think I heard that correctly. Tell me again slowly.
You can win 5 Suzuki Swift Sports. Wait, come back, that's not all. Plus $25,000 in cash.
No way.
Tickets are $60 for one or $100 for two. This is crazy. 5 cars plus $25,000 in cash. This will definitely be the event of the century.
This year, indulge in a world of elegance and taste with Clique Entertainment's Uncorked Beer and Wine Fest. Join us at the enchanting Quarantine Recreational Park as we embark on a journey through the finest collections of wines and beers from around the globe. From 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. on Sunday, 30th April, immerse yourself in a symphony of flavors accompanied by soul-stirring performances from Corp Bank Comancheros, Fahrenheit Band, Dash, and Mr. Golden. Secure your early bird tickets for just $50 online at GoToFed.com or purchase your regular tickets for $60. Available from Grenadian Optical, Melville Street and Grandance, Heather's Boutique, Lower St. John Street, Giddens Healthcare Grandance, or Esther's Bar. Don't miss this luxurious experience. Uncork the night and let the memories flow. The Uncorked Beer and Wine Festival awaits you. Quarantine Recreational Park. Get your tickets now.
Hello. I am Pettifer Lewis, the Executive Director of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, representing the private sector. From where I sit, I can see how volatile both the local, regional, and international economies can be as a result of financial shocks, pandemics, natural disasters, among others. Having the NIS Unemployment Benefit Program is certainly a step in the right direction. This will help to alleviate the burden that arises from unemployment. Remember that people who are employed not just support themselves, but support family members as well. The NIS Unemployment Benefit Program will play a very important role in assisting our citizens to mitigate hardships while keeping the local economy stimulated during future challenges like these. This is a very good program, very good initiative, and I support it.
Build
Building resilience is the responsibility of us all. That means planning in the event of more frequent and intense storms. Introducing a new product called Flexible Hurricane Protection, FHP. FHP provides protection against tropical storms through to Category 5 hurricanes. If a storm covered by your policy impacts your island, you get a payout automatically. No assessors, no adjusters. Pick the amount of coverage you need. Use the funds however you want to cover lost income, replace damaged equipment or crops, rebuild your business, or carry out quick repairs to your home. Getting started is easy. Simply visit www.corpefinsurance.com to select the coverage that's right for you or choose an annual premium that fits your budget. Pay the annual premium at your credit union before 1st June. It's that simple. Make FHP a key part of your yearly hurricane plan.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Transform your life with Ariza's suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an Own Your Own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arizacu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future.
Tonya St. Louis Lawrence has this evening's regional roundup.
We begin tonight with news out of Guyana. According to Renita Bonnett's report, a judge ruled on Wednesday that the president did not neglect their responsibilities in selecting top judges.
High Court Judge Damone Young on Wednesday ruled that President Irfan Ali did not violate Guyana's constitution between August 2020 and April 2022 to consult with the leader of the opposition on the appointment of a substantive chancellor and chief justice. However, the court frowned on the overall delay in the non-appointment of the permanent office holders to those two judicial posts. Moreover, the judge referenced the evidence before the court, stating that even after opposition leader Aubrey Norton had been appointed, he himself contributed to a delay in the process as he refused to consult with the president, with his stance that he did not regard the presidency to have been legitimate. Young said, and I quote, "This court finds that given the particular circumstances tended to the delay in initiating the process for the substantive appointment of the Chancellor and Chief Justice by His Excellency the President under Article 127, Chapter 1, is not a breach of the Constitution for this court. It is unable to find that such a delay meets a threshold of gross dereliction of the constitutional duty on the part of the President," unquote. Justice Damone Young, in her decision, said the court could not order timelines to the executive to take any action, but she declared that the President and the opposition leader must act swiftly and hold those constitutionally required consultations. The judge said it is now time for the President to make good on his previously stated commitment to consult with the opposition leader, and so any further delay should be eschewed. Renata Burnett reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
Over in the British Virgin Islands, two fires which were set in Freshwater Pond and Rhoda Reef have destroyed several boats. The Royal British Virgin Islands Police Force confirmed the damage as it announced that it has initiated an investigation into the incidents, which occurred on Tuesday night and yesterday morning. Police said the first fire occurred just before 10 a.m. on Tuesday night near Big Ben's gas station and resulted in two boats being destroyed, while one was partially damaged. The second incident occurred at the Rhoda Reef Marina around 5 a.m. and it destroyed one catamaran and 4 motor vessels. Now in St. Kitts and Nevis, there is a developing situation there. 5 Cameroon nationals are at large on the Caribbean island after escaping from a detention facility where 14 were being held. Initially, 9 of the nationals had escaped. The Ministry of National Security stated in a statement that on April 26th, 9 of the 14 Cameroon nationals escaped from the detention facility in St. Kitts. By the morning of April 27th, 4 of them have been found and 5 are currently at large, and law enforcement officials are continuing the ceaseless quest to locate them. Anyone with information as to the whereabouts of any of the escaped detainees has been asked to contact the nearest police station or law enforcement agency. The Ministry of National Security has explained why the Cameroonians are still in St. Kitts. It says on March 28th, the St. Kitts and Nevis Coast Guard responded to a call for help at sea. The situation turned out to be a rescue mission of many Cameroon nationals who were found alive after the boat capsized after leaving Antigua and Barbuda. The Cameroonians were transported to St. Kitts, provided with medical and psychological care, and detained at a government facility pending repatriation to Antigua and Barbuda. That's it for news across the region. I am Tonya St. Louis Lawrence. Thanks for joining us.
This is the MTV Evening News. More news when we come back.
The third segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
Transform your life with Ariza's suite of loan products. Own your own vehicle, education, land, or home, and anchor your roots. Start living the life you deserve by applying for an own-your-own loan at reduced interest rates. Simplify your life and consolidate all your debts by applying for a Simplify loan and open doors to new beginnings and explore more opportunities to shape your future. Call or send us a WhatsApp on 423-4987 or email us at loans@arizacu.com today to continue your journey towards financial freedom. Terms and conditions apply. Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sports is up next.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
GRENDEC Community Partnership Initiative.
Leicester is the main fishing village in Carriacou, and we have lost a big part of the reef system around Carriacou over the years. The GRENDEC funding will target relocating by rock structures, and a lot of the reefs that we have lost we can replace. So I think we're really grateful and thankful to GRENDEC for coming through with that funding for us.
GRENDEC, energizing our community.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Are you into the agricultural industry?
Do you want the funds to grow your business? Quartz Ready Cash Small Business Loans is launching the $20 million Agricultural Fund. All you need to apply is your ID, proof of address, and 2 references, and you will receive the funding to get the equipment, tools, products, staffing, and services to grow your business. Plus, you pay nothing down, get flexible payment terms, fast approval, and a convenient hassle-free service. Don't hesitate. Apply today at www.readyfinancecaribbean.com or call 405-1257 or 405-3180. Quartz Ready Cash Small Business Loans. Every day, we help businesses succeed.
Get ready to experience the ultimate Spice Mass launch 2023. On Friday, April 28th, the stadium car park will be transformed into an electrifying arena of raw talent and energy. Starting at 5:30 p.m., you'll be blown away by the incredible lineup of artists set to grace the stage, including Boise, Terra the Governor, Lil Natty and Thunder, Lava Man, Looney Spark and Electrify, Jab King, Lil Kerry, Lil Jello, Dash, Crave, Mozo, Scala, and many more. But that's not all. Prepare to be amazed by the traditional mass, Moko Jumbies, Jab Jab, Short Knee, and Veko. Plus, your reigning Panorama champs, Co-op and Comancheros, will also be there to add to the excitement. And the best part, it's completely free. The Stadium Car Park is the place to be on Friday, April 28th. Get ready for an epic night that you'll never forget. Spice Mass, the evolution. This Mother's Day, give your mom the gift of music, love, and excitement with Sunshine Promotions Night of Love concert featuring the incredible Christopher Martin, Sanchez, and Vaughn. But that's not all. When you purchase your Night of Love ticket, you will automatically be entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes, win a Samsung Galaxy smartphone, and more. Each week leading up to the event, we will be giving away fantastic prizes contributed by our event partners, including gift certificates, product vouchers, and service vouchers. And the best part, you can give the prize to your amazing mother or keep it for yourself. But remember, you must have a Night of Love ticket to win. So what are you waiting for? Get your Night of Love ticket today and be automatically entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes. Visit GoToFed.com or any island-wide ticket outlet to purchase your tickets now. Terms and conditions apply.
It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
Grenada Shotokan Karate Association delivered solid performance in St. Vincent's Open Invitational Karate Championships. That story and more coming up in sports.
The MTV Evening Sports is brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
Gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Now here is Donella Hostin with this evening's sporting highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. Grenada Shotokan Karate Association delivers solid performance at SVG Open Invitational Karate Championships. The Grenada three-member team of young Grenadian karateka athletes that competed over the Easter weekend in the SVG Open Invitational Karate Championship in St. Vincent were Harrison Haynes, Jonathan Ratu, and J.D. Williams. The team was accompanied by manager Estelle Courtney, coaches Sensei Tisa Chase and Sensei Raquel Campbell, who were all exceedingly proud of the athletes and their performance. Topping the medal counts for Grenada were J.D. Williams, who obtained a gold medal in the junior female kata and a bronze medal in the adult female kata categories. Jonathan Ratu captured a gold medal in the male team kumite and a bronze in the under 14 male kumite, while Harrison Haynes won silver in the male team kumite. This was Grenada's first opportunity for competition since the pandemic. The Grenada Shotokan Karate Association holds classes every Tuesday and Thursday from 5 p.m. at its main dojo at the Grenada Trade Center, on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Saturdays at 9 a.m. at the Soaring Eagle Dojo, the Villa, St. George, and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Shiseido Bu Dojo in St. Andrew. The Grenada Football Association is having trials for the senior women's national team on Thursday 27th at 5 p.m. at the Cuthbert Peters Park, St. John, and on Friday 28th at 5 p.m. at Fur Playing Field. All academies are welcome to send candidates to the trials. This series of trials is to put together a women's national team for upcoming games. The Grenada Olympic Committee, GOC, held a one-day course to train sports officials in first aid and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. The session was held on a Saturday at the Olympic House in Montrouge, St. George. Over 30 sports officials were in attendance. They received key information that enabled them to become first responders and step in to help save a person's life during an emergency. The course was organized by the GOC's Women in Sports Commission and facilitated by the Grenada Red Cross and a voluntary team of medical students and doctors from the St. George's University. And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hostin.
That's the sports, the weather, and a recap of the headlines when we come back.
The MTV Evening Sports was brought to you in association with Quartz, bringing value home.
MTV Weather Report comes to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Boy, yo, they gonna fly with kite now. The wind picking up. I'm coming. Karim, what you doing? Fly my kite. Yeah, but not here. You can't fly kite near power lines, boy. Why not? The wind good. Because mommy say kite threads conduct electricity.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Good Thursday evening, viewers. Once again with your nighttime weather forecaster, meteorologist Dwayne Williams. After some heavy overnight and morning showers, improvement came to the Eastern Caribbean today as most of that cloudiness continued to drift to the northeast of the islands. We still do have a weak trough in north of the islands, so that would interact a bit with the upper level moisture, could produce some more showers in that area, but we're going to see gradual improvement here in the extreme south. The haze continues to move towards the island, still very slight, but we're already seeing some effects of it here. Right now, as I said, most of the moisture and showers and cloudiness, of course, drifting to the north. We still have some cloudiness in our area, some moisture embedded in it also, so there is a chance that we could be getting some more showers tonight, although most of them have moved off to the northeast of the islands. Early on, radar images show that had some heavy showers here over Grenada, but those decreased into the afternoon when we did see a bit more sunshine. We could be seeing, as I said, some more showers tonight, even around Tobago, where they had some heavy showers that dissipated into the afternoon as the conditions continue to improve. Thursday night's forecast is for generally fair conditions. There is going to be some partly cloudy spells within which we could get some brief showers. Winds would be easterly between 5 and 15 miles per hour. Minimum temperature touch warmer than last night, 24. The moon rose early on at 11:57. That's 3 minutes before 12. It's going to set tomorrow morning at 3 minutes past 1. Fair conditions would prevail on Friday after a bit of morning showers, but a 40% chance of some showers in the morning time, early morning. Southeasterly winds between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Normal seas, 4 to 5 foot waves. Sunrise 5:48. The sun is going to set at 6:20. A touch warmer again on Friday. A high of 31 will feel like 33. Port of Spain and Bridgetown will both see improving conditions after morning cloudiness. The sunshine would continue in Kingston. It's very warm there. Thunderstorms in the forecast for Miami, New York, cloudy, and London will see some light rain. Here at home, some lingering cloudiness on Saturday, improving into Sunday. We still will see some clouds drifting around on Sunday. Hazy conditions from the weekend will continue from Friday into the remainder of the week. By Monday to Tuesday, fewer clouds around, improving even more by Wednesday into Friday. That's it for me for Thursday night, folks. Have yourself a great night. Join me again on Friday.
MTV Weather Report was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Father of Keemon Bell seeking the support of fishermen as he seeks justice for his son. Carriacou Maroon and String Band Music Festival kicks off on Friday. Union leader believes corporate Grenada stands to benefit more than workers from the introduction of bi-monthly payments to public officers. And in sports, Grenada Shotokan Karate Association delivered a solid performance in St. Vincent's Open Invitational Karate Championships. On behalf of the news and the production departments, I am Troy Gill. Thanks for watching. Good night.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets at prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed or anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society, or make pre-arrangements when service and costs matter, call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Rita Ruth Antoine née Boney of Williamson Road, St. George's, who resided at Bedrock Grandon, St. George, passed away on Saturday, 15th April 2023, at the age of 84. She was the mother of Pearl Griffith, Bernadette Mitchell, Richard, Marilyn, Ricky, Christopher, Christine, and Suzanne Antoine. Grandmother of 13, including Charleston, Ryan, Tammy, Katrina, Richiana, Ulrich, Shomari, Jelani, Akira, and Rashida. Great-grandmother of 6, sister of Henry Boney in the USA, and Cynthia and Marden in the UK. Mother-in-law of Keith Mitchell. Aunt of many in the USA and the United Kingdom, including Nico Caesar, Teresa, Margaret, and Constance. Many cousins. Other relatives and close friends including the Boney family of Bolio, Alison Miller, Denise Sayers, Lydia Byam and family, Linda, Cara, Mr. Brown and family, the priest and parishioners, Our Lady of Mount Carmel Catholic Church Caliste, and friends and neighbors of Bedrock, Grandance, and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late Rita Ruth Antoine née Boney of Williamson Road, St. George's, who resided at Bedrock, Grandon, St. George, will take place on Friday, 28th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Garden of Remembrance Funeral Chapel, Cemetery Hill, St. George's, according to Roman Catholic rites, and interment will be at the Wilberforce Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Samuel Everard Holder of Marigot, St. John, passed away on Friday, 24th March 2023, at the age of 94. He was the husband of Doris Holder. He is survived by his 3 sons and their wives, Errol and Lorna, Dennis, also known as Dunstan and Yvette, Osbert and Judith, daughter Lullin Tavares, grandfather of Zwedi and Kaya Holder, Gaika, Kibwe and Zena Tavares, Warren, Julian and Miles Holder, Osi and Jabari Holder, great-grandfather of Nova and Amaya Holder, brother of Leonard, Septimus, also known as Bude, Bernard, Liban, Manley and Augustus, Queenie, Claudette, Evelyn, and Emmis, uncle of Callistra Campbell and family, Edris Nixon and family, Evadne Filbert and family, Mary Chambers and family, Hilani Augustine and family, the Marast family of Springs, the Holder families in Grenada, Trinidad, the United Kingdom, and the USA, and the Richards family in the US. Many other relatives and close friends, including Norgelin Narjo Mitchell and family, Lucille St. John and family, the Thomas family of St. Paul's, the Williams families in Grenada, the UK, Canada, and the USA, Gerald Thomas and family, Joseph Button and family, the Clark family in Canada, the Holder families of Black Bay, Marigot, Concord, Grand Roy, and Grove, the Louisor family of Concord, the Forsyth family of Victoria and Grove, the Fraser family of Lamode, the priest and parishioners of the St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Black Bay, and the St. John's Anglican Church, and friends and neighbors of Black Bay, Marigot, Concord, and Grand Roy. The funeral of the late Samuel Everard Holder of Marigot, St. John, will take place on Friday, 28th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Black Bay, St. John, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Deborah Patricia Stanislaus, also known as Debbie Stanislaus of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided in Canada, passed away on Saturday, 18th March, at the age of 59. Left to mourn her children, Salma, Imran, also known as Berry, Sanella, Arkel, also known as Chambu, Sharim, also known as Gleg, Abinta Stanislaus in Grenada, and Arisa Stanislaus in Canada. Sister of Maria, Gloria, Kenneth, and Jew Stanislaus in Grenada, Earl and Sebastian, also known as Kaki in the USA. Grandmother of Tristan, Trevon, Travel, Javid, Kavid, Kadim, Lamika, and Xavier in Grenada. Sister-in-law of Sheila and Doris Stanislaus. Sharon, Johnson Andrew, and Terence Bernard. Close and dear friend of Joan Frederick, Claudette Stanislaus, Leslie Alexander, and Patsy in Canada. Aunt of many including Bernadine and Bernard, Rollins, Jevon, Chevon, Chanel, Todd and Caddy in the USA, Madison in Canada, Delon and Kendon. Other relatives and close friends including the Burke family, Joseph family in Grenada, Canada, and the USA, Frederick family of Tivoli and River-Sally, friends and neighbors of Hermitage and surrounding areas. The memorial service of the late Deborah Patricia Stanislaus, also known as Debbie Stanislaus of Hermitage St. Patrick, who resided in Canada, will take place on Tuesday, 2nd May at 1 p.m. Service and interment of the ashes will be at the family cemetery, Hermitage. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home.
Theodorina Willer-Lessie of Molyneux St. George died on Wednesday, April 12, 2023, at the age of 84. Left to mourn are her children Sonia Charles and Donna Lessie residing in Trinidad, Addis Dottin and Karen Lessie residing in Canada, Stephen, also known as Shasha Ross, Kevin, also known as Bobby, and Kenton, also known as Sean Lessie, residing in Grenada. Siblings Rosalie Ross residing in Grenada, and Derek Ross residing in New York. Stepdaughter Shema Maitland and family residing in New York. 14 grandchildren Nashan in Dominica, Garel, Tamura Lessie Charles, Wazira, Azira, Sammy, Khalil in Grenada, Amanda Ross Noel, Kendra, Janelle, Nigel, Shawnell in Trinidad, Zoe and Zane in Canada. Great-grandchildren Dane, Nicholas, Zevon, Daniela, Elson, Mia, Zahara, Nyla and Jana. Sons-in-law Edwin Charles residing in Trinidad, Sylvain Dottin and Devon Charles residing in Canada. Daughters-in-law Sarah Maskell residing in Grenada and Nadij Lessie in Dominica. Many nieces and nephews including Jeremy Ross, also known as Jerry, and Scanny Don. Close family and friends including Danielle and Wendy Thomas, Alfred Walcott and family, the Ross family of Happy Hill and New Hampshire, Merrill Nichols and family of the Fence, Happy Hill, Anastasia Gibbs and family, the Harris family of the Fence, Eunice Joseph and family, Dudley and Twine and family, Jim and Teresa Sandy and family, Kenny Newton and family, the Entwine family, Tina and Kieran Barry and family, Suzanne Charles, Eudine Richardson, Robert and Irvana Bowen, members of the Concord, Beausejour and Grand Ball Seventh-day Adventist churches, and friends and neighbors of Molyneux, Happy Hill and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Theodorina Willer-Lessie of Molyneux St. George will take place on Wednesday, May 3rd at 1:45 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. George's Seventh-day Adventist Church, Archibald Avenue, and interment will be at the St. George's Center Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Gladys Solomon, also known as Miss Allie, of Ben Jones Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, passed away on Wednesday, April 19th, 2023, at the age of 102. She was the mother of Pearl Solomon Thompson and Hussein Solomon, adopted mother of Vernon B. Cesar, also known as Scales, grandmother of Stephen and Sammy Solomon and Llewellyn Thompson Jr., mother-in-law of Asher and Llewellyn, aunt of Beverly Steele and Lydia Finley, Roderick and Miriam Dialli, Ronald Fenton Thomas and Chrislyn Charles, Joan Belgrave and June Bourne, Floyd, Jimmy, Kenneth and Roy Van Leeward, Sheila Charles, Alistair Thomas and Wayne Frederick. Caregiver Loris Romaine. Staff of Miss Allie's Store, Merlin Williams and Desra Date. Close friend Daphne Gilbert. Customers, neighbors, and the community of Grenville, other relatives and friends. The funeral of the late Gladys Solomon, also known as Miss Allie, of Ben Jones Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, will take place on Wednesday, May 3rd at 1:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Paradise Seventh-day Adventist Church, and interment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. George Neville Campbell, also known as Ombre and Pops, of Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Friday, 14th April 2023, at the age of 74. Left to mourn his wife Mary Campbell, Children Tara and Terence in the USA, Alan Mitchell, Valerie and Tevin in Grenada. Grandfather of Rena in the USA, Javid, Janique, Carissa, Joshua and Johanna in Grenada. Brother of Lucy Small in the USA, Nestor Edwards, and Merle Adolphus, better known as Tonty Merle in Grenada. Nephew of Reginald St. Bernard, better known as Moses, and B-Roll Pivot. Son-in-law of Magdalene Williams. Brother-in-law of Matthias Adolphus, better known as Papa, Augustine, better known as Cockman, Andy and Ryan, Philip Joseph, Stephen and Sandra, Edith, Julie and Margaret. Father-in-law of Adis Mitchell and Roger Telesford. Uncle of many, including Dolores, Natasha, and Anthony, better known as Man, Margaret, Sharon, Richard, Rika and Marlon, Desmond, Mervyn, Alistair, Gail, Etlin, Shermaine, Jocelyn and Grant. Many cousins, other relatives and close friends including Joan Thomas and family, Marilyn Edwards and family, the Campbell and James families of New Hampshire, Ravine and Mountgay, the Cador family of Bellevue, the Williams and Alexander families of Markey, Shane Derby, Roger Thomas, the staff and students of Wesley College and St. George's Methodist School, Northeast bus drivers, Pat Jones and family, the parishioners of Our Lady Help of Christians Beaulieu, and neighbours and friends of Beaulieu and surrounding areas. The funeral service for the late George Neville Campbell, better known as Ombre and Pops, of Beaulieu St. George, will take place on Wednesday, May 3rd at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Beaulieu Roman Catholic Church, and entombment will be at the Family Cemetery, Beaulieu. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Waltrude Andrew, better known as Leefoon of Union St. Andrew, who resided at Canal Road, Grenville, passed away at the General Hospital on Tuesday, April 18, 2023, at the age of 64. Left to mourn her children, Willen Andrew, Diane Abel Jeffrey, Diana Abel Filbert, Kwame Andrew and Lester Andrew. Sisters Erlyn Andrew, Cynthia Andrew in Trinidad, Vassie Andrew and Christine Martinez in Canada, Chris May Peters, Alice Moraine, and Yolande Moraine in the USA. Brothers Michael Blackboy Andrew, Ashton Stewart, Jerry Andrew, Cyril Andrew and Albert Boney Andrew in Grenada, and Rupert Moraine in the USA. 18 grandchildren including Saroya, Tishon, Trevon and Tarika Andrew, Philandi and Zariel Jeffrey, Kwan Cato Andrew in Grenada, and Rihanna Thomas in the USA. 2 great-grands, aunts Muriel de Noel, Sheila Andrew, and Hermelin Moraine. Uncles Christian Georgie Andrew, Earl Black Andrew, Lloyd Moraine, Joseph Moraine in Grenada, and DeGale Andrew in Trinidad. Nieces and nephews including Seldia Merrill Panchu and Devon Ashton in the USA, Paige Andrew in Trinidad, Michelle Sabrina Alexander, Michael Darren Alexander, Misha Pempem Alexander, Andrew, Raquel Patrick, Chelsea and Tillon Felix in Grenada. Sons-in-law Finley Scholar Jeffrey and Steve Filbert. Daughters-in-law Rachel Thomas Andrew, Jennifer Cato Andrew, and Kim Mitchell. Many other relatives and friends including Mary Moraine and family, Manda Williams Swap, Sherry Andrew in Miami, Emma Venture, Wendy DeGale and family, Ann Peters, Lynette Stanisclaus, Josephine Vincent, and Pearl Modeste Quashi in the UK. Caregiver Stedlin Isaac. Other relatives and friends including the Andrews family of Union, Post Royal, De Blando, Hope and Mirabeau, the Moraine and Batiste families of St. David, the DeGans family of De Blando, the Abel family of Post Royal, the Rennie family of Salisbury Road, Grenville, the Celestine family of Markey, the Knight family of Telescope, the nurses and doctors of the nephrology department at the General Hospital, and friends and neighbours of Telescope and Grenville. The funeral service for the late Waltrude Andrew, also known as Leefoon of Union St. Andrew, who resided at Canal Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, will take place on Wednesday, May 3rd at 2 p.m. Tributes begin at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Lacroix Brothers Funeral Chapel, Gladstone Road, Grenville, and entombment will be at the Grand Bras Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Theodore Lodwin Johnson, also known as Cizo and Float, of Village Road, Grenville, who previously resided in Brooklyn, New York, a former police officer, died on April 15th at the age of 83. Left among his children, Dr. Keith Johnson and Raphael Johnson in Grenada, Kenneth Johnson and Sherian Antoine in Canada, and Patrick Johnson in the USA. His sisters, Gemma Moses in England and Decima Woodsley in the USA. Daughters-in-law, Pearl, Viola, Linda, Carol, Alice, Maggie, and Sherlyn. Brothers-in-law, Steve Woodsley and Chester Moses. Many nieces and nephews including Morris Moses, Shaka, Onika, and Nikki Woodsley. Grandchildren, Siku, Kinda, Kim, Karina, Kazel, Kwame, Kwesi, Dr. Della John, Dr. Zania John, Vonda, Zoya, Daniel, Justin, Kenisha, Laurel, Rihanna, Kiana, Latoya, Keola, Shanice, Shanisa, O'Neill, Leon, Jaylee, Jevon, and Corey. 12 great-grandchildren. Other relatives and friends including Selma, Marcel, and Kathleen Vincent, and the Vincent family. Marlon, Mr. Parrot, Harold, Bullet, Buck, Woody, Mikey, Errol, Peter, the boys by Peter Shop, the Joseph families of Pearls and Telescope, the George, Mitchell, and Thomas families of Hermitage, the Copeland and Johnson families of Grantsboro, the Goodins family, and the boys by Police Garage in Brooklyn. Neighbors and friends of Village Road, Riverlet Lane, Harford Village, Cook Hill, and surrounding areas. The funeral service of the late Theodore Lodwin Joseph, also known as Cizo and Float, of Village Road, Grenville, who previously resided in Brooklyn, New York, will take place on Thursday, May 4th. The funeral service will be held at the St. Andrew the Apostle Roman Catholic Church at 1 p.m. and interment will be at the Grand Brass Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Janet Linda Forrester of Canal Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, who resided in Toronto, Canada, passed away on April 26, 2022 in Canada, at the age of 76. She was the mother of Betty Ann and Donna Charles, grandmother of Kadeem Charles Finn, Dante Jones, Dominic Philander, and Selena Rambaransing, sister of Rodney Astor, Ines Noel, Patricia John, and Patrick John, niece of Claudette Forrester, Ruggles Forrester, Leno, and Wellen John, aunt of Zola, Joel, Brent, Francis, Meshia, Frances, James, and Oxford Forrester, Nigel Brian Astor, Lucy and Timothy Noel, Eleanor and Jensen Jeffrey, sister-in-law of Millie Astor, George Noel, and Letitia Forrester, mother-in-law of Nigel Philander. Other relatives and friends including the Forrester family in Canada, the USA, England, Trinidad, Barbados and Grenada, Paraclete and Birchgrove, the John family in Trinidad and in the USA, the Astor family in Trinidad, the McBain family in Grenada and Canada, the Jones and Edwards family in Canada. A memorial service for the late Janet Linda Forrester of Canal Road, Grenville, St. Andrew, who resided in Toronto, Canada, will take place on Thursday, May 4th at 2 p.m. at the Tivoli Sacred Heart RC Church. Arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Talik Wilfana Laborde, also known as Shortstuff and Wendy, of Trinidad, who resided at Montu St. George, former student of St. George's Anglican Junior and Senior Schools and the Boca Secondary School, passed away on Tuesday, 11th April 2023, at the age of 34. She was the mother of Jaylene Andrews, daughter of Thalicia St. Bernard Hagley and Wilfred Laborde in Trinidad, stepdaughter of Peter Hagley, sister of Kenton St. Bernard in England, Mario St. Bernard, also known as Jess, and Darwin Laborde in Grenada, aunt of Kanaya Smith in England, Kamaya St. Bernard, Zayden Noel, and Zahira Laborde, grandniece of Sylvia Gilbert and Telma Charles. Many other relatives and friends including the St. Bernard family in Grenada, Trinidad, Canada, England and the USA, the Laborde family in St. Vincent, Trinidad and Grenada, the family of Jacob Williams and siblings, Christopher Riley and siblings, Lisa St. Bernard and siblings, Marina McGilvery Wint, Kiva Gibbs, Saskia Noel, Samantha Lewis, Cinda McIntyre, Keith Thomas, Kim Douglas, Donalyn Pope, Odette LeBlanche, Beverly Nicholas, Carleen Pisa, Dwight Ross, the pastor and members of the St. George's Baptist Church and the St. George's Anglican and Boca Secondary Schools, and friends and neighbors of Montu and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Talik Wilfana Laborde, also known as Shortstuff and Wendy, of Trinidad, who resided at Montu St. George, will take place on Thursday, May 4th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. George's Baptist Church Springs, and entombment will be at the family cemetery Woodlands. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lakwa Brothers Funeral Home.
Stephen Ross, also known as Fathead and Chucky, of Vendome St. George, died on Sunday, 2nd April, at the age of 41. Left to mourn are his stepfather, Francis Bowen, girlfriend, Ayana Pompey, aunt and caretaker, Cynthia Duncan of Bolio, brothers, Wilt Talbury Cambridge in Grenada, Kerry Frank in Trinidad, Andre George, Marcus Samuel, Travis Ross in the US, and Clifton in Australia, sister, Dante Ross, many nieces and nephews, sister-in-law of Alana, Christel, Michelle, and Yana, aunts, Anne, Carol, Elsa, Jacinta, Lydia, Lauren, Maureen, and Pauline, uncles, Augustine, Francis, Joseph, Martin, Raphael, and Spencer, cousins too numerous to mention. Left to mourn the Ross family of Vendome, the Stephen family, and Thomas family of Bolio and Vendome. The funeral service of the late Stephen Ross, also known as Fathead and Chucky of Vendome St. George, will take place on Thursday, May 4th at 1 p.m. and entombment will be at the family cemetery, Vendome St. George. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Lovina Ross Bowen of Vendome St. George, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, died on Friday, 7th April, at the age of 61. Left to mourn her husband, Francis Bowen. Children, Dante Ross and Travis Ross. Sisters, Lydia Ross in the US and Elsa Aline in Trinidad. Brothers, Martin Andrew and Hope Ross in St. Martin. Grandchildren, Dante Ross and Travis Ross Jr. in the US. Nieces, Erica, Latoya, Stacy, Jasmine, and Charmaine. Nephews, Evan Thomas, Sean Jones, Jason, Keyshawn, Odu, Imran, and Keston. Stepchildren, Bob and Roger. Sister-in-law, Yoland. Brothers-in-law, Lenroy Gilbert, Atlin Jones. Uncle Duckin. Close relatives and friends including Melissa, Michelle Thomas, Helen Thomas and family, Jennifer Stephens and family, Maria and family, Annie and family, Denise and family, Eula and family, Cheryl and family, Andre George and family, Hermie and family, the staff of the Sister of St. Joseph and her fellow church members of Elim Restoration Church of God, the Ross family, the Thomas family. The funeral for the late Lovina Ross Bowen of Vendome St. George, who resided in Brooklyn, New York, will take place on Thursday, May 4th at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at Our Lady Help of Christians Roman Catholic Church, Bolio, and entombment will be at the family cemetery, Vendome St. George. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Abraham Michael Rocher, also known as Satan, of River Lane Grove, St. John, passed away on Friday, 7th April 2023 at the age of 71. He was the father of Desra Gill, Nicole Joseph, Rhaenyra and Tara Banfield, grandfather of Kimberly and Kimber Modeste in the USA, Genesis Joseph, Cedric Marquez, Kimya Ashton, Cassidy and Madison Gill, brother of Lorna Rocher Lewis in the UK, uncle of Sandra, Donna, Derek, Bernard, Ingrid, Felix Crow, Jimmy and Carl Crow, father-in-law of Michael Ashton and Swan Barry. Other relatives and friends including Elvin Rush, Dr. Gillian Thomas, Michelle Ashton, Shonita and Kinder Ambrose, Twinkle, Godson Brown, Rocco, Deslin, Sheila Ambrose, Alorna Marquez, and friends and neighbours of Grove St. John. The funeral of the late Abraham Michael Richer, also known as Satan, of River Lane, Grove St. John, will take place on Friday, May 5th at 2 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Peter's RC Church, Grove, and interment will be at the Douglaston Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
Jadine Emmons Bartholomew of Happy Hill St. George, who resided at Montparnasse St. George, owner of G&J Printers, passed away on Wednesday, 5th April, at the age of 36. She was the mother of Jaden, Jalen, and Jayla Bartholomew, daughter of Gloria Emmons, sister of Andre Celestine in the U.S., Patrick and Natasha Celestine, Kirina Henry, Erlan, Lindy, Kendra, and Judd Emmons, aunt of 5, niece of many, sister-in-law of Stephanie Romaine and Yolan Hamilton in the U.S., Alicia Emmons and Shadi Henry in Grenada, cousins of many including Dr. Patrick Antoine and Auden Salt in Trinidad, Kevon Sylvester in the U.S., Dwight Celestine, Rennie Harris, Salian Nixon and family, Barbara Sandy and family, Jeremy Scott and family, the Sylvester family, and the Hyacinth family of Brisbane. Many other relatives and friends including the Celestine family of Mont Tranquil, the Emmons family of Grenada and Carriacou, pastor and members of CCW, Miss Margaret Roberts, Dr. the Right Honorable Kate Mitchell, Senator Jonathan Lacrette, staff of G&G Printers, friends and neighbors of Montparnasse, Happy Hill, and the surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Jadine Emmons Bartholomew of Happy Hill, who resided at Montparnasse St. George, will take place on Friday, 5th May at 1 p.m. The funeral service will be held at the Happy Hill Open Bible Church, Happy Hill St. George, and the entombment will be at the Top Fence Cemetery. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Clinton Cosmos Alexander of Parade and Laborie St. George, who resided in the United States of America, passed away on Sunday 9th April 2023 in the USA at the age of 88. He was the brother of Robert in Trinidad and Sylvester, also known as Jerry, in Canada, adopted brother of Hillary in Canada, Kessler in the UK, Leonard and Jeffrey in Grenada, brother-in-law of Grace in Grenada and Ingrid in Canada, uncle of Desmond and Brian in Trinidad, Pamela, Brian, Samuel and Carol in Canada, Richard and Caroline in the UK, and Steve in Grenada. Several cousins including Alma, Denise, Hazelan, Casti in Grenada, Gillian in the USA, and many others too numerous to mention. Several godchildren including godson Keyshawn in the USA. Other relatives the Worm, Sandyford, Park, Jellino, Braffett, Burke and Charles families of Laborie and in the United Kingdom. Many dear friends including Dennis and Denise Phillip in Grenada. The Thanksgiving service for the late Clinton Cosmos Alexander of Parade and Laborie St. George, who resided in the USA, will take place on Saturday, May 6th at 11 a.m. Funeral service will be held at Riverside Church, Manhattan, New York City, USA, and a memorial service will be held in Grenada at a later date. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Deanne Elizabeth Cox of Wynwood, Carriacou, passed away on Monday, 24th April, at the age of 43. She was the wife of Nolan Cox, mother of Nyosha, Naomi, Darren and Darrell Cox, daughter of Lloyd and Eunice Davidson, sister of Debbie, Lydia, Samantha, Indeve and Lloyd, mother-in-law of Catherine Cox, sister-in-law of 16 including Stephen McDonnell, Kenny Lewis, and Joan Davidson, niece of Margaret, also known as Addie, Lucin, Lucy, Patsy, Dorothy, Moritha, Antoinette, Alice, Donette, Louis, Louise and Davis, aunt of Che, Siobhan, Shireen, Kalia, Nia, Colleen, Cadell, Danaya, Johaida, Jayla, and Myron. Godmother of 6, goddaughter of Celia Bethel and Rhonda McLawrence. Close cousin of many including Keisha, Nikisha, Vanessa, David, Limal, Sema, and Jurian. Close friends of many including Stacy and Washington and family, Marcia Kwashi, Dexter Lagarde and family, Schofield Coy and family, Mr. and Mrs. Dennis Joseph, Junior Mitchell, Nicholas Cox and family, Jenny Noel and family, Anne McLawrence, Shortman and Yvette, Marcus and Desiree Simon, and Richard McQuilkin. Many other relatives and close friends including Davidson and Cox families, Nicole Cox and family, Junior McDonald, Rona Compton and family, Sherry Lewis, Verdon Stafford and family, Caroline and Curl, Nemi Scott, Stephanie and Twine and family, Charles, Bethel and Noel families of Wynwood and Orangevale, matron, doctors and nurses and staff of Princess Royal Hospital, members of Carriacou Cancer Society and the staff of Beacon Insurance, friends and neighbors of Wynwood and surrounding areas too numerous to mention. The funeral of the late Diane Elizabeth Cox of Wynwood, Carriacou will take place on Tuesday, 9th May at 12:30 p.m. at St. Peter's and Paul Roman Catholic Church, Wynwood, Carriacou, and the interment will be at the Black Rock Cemetery, Wynwood, Carriacou. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Arnold Frederick, also known as Woodnose and Salopwe of Marley St. Patrick, passed away on Friday, 21st April, at the age of 59. The funeral arrangements of the late Arnold Frederick, also known as Woodnose and Salopwe of Marley St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Christine Niles Langine, also known as Gloria Noel, Mommy G and G of Latante St. David, who resided at River Road St. George, passed away on Thursday, 28th April, at the age of 78. The funeral of the late Christine Niles Langine, also known as Gloria Noel, Mommy G and G of Latante St. David, who resided at River Road St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Troy Wilton Nichols of Spring St. George, who resided in New York, passed away on Thursday, 28th April, at the age of 44. The funeral of the late Troy Wilton Nichols of Spring St. George, who resided in New York, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Phyllis Bernadine Williams of Vendham, who resided at Beaulieu St. George, passed away on Saturday, 22nd April 2023, at the age of 94. The funeral arrangements for the late Phyllis Bernadine Williams of Vendham, who resided at Beaulieu St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Francis Anthony Lead, also known as the Mighty Footsie, of Birch Grove St. Andrew, who resided in the USA, passed away on Monday, October 3rd, 2022, at the age of 74. A memorial service for the late Francis Anthony Lead, also known as the Mighty Footsie, of Birch Grove St. Andrew, who resided in the USA, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Cicely Johnson, also known as Tanti of Bellevue St. David, passed away on Thursday, 20th April 2023 in the USA, at the age of 83. The funeral arrangements for the late Cicely Johnson, also known as Tanti, of Bellevue St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home. Ashley Ned, also known as Ned of Grosse Pointe St. Mark, passed away on Thursday, April 20th, 2023, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Ashley Ned, also known as Ned, of Grosse Pointe St. Mark, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Donald Augustine Bartholomew, also known as Caliste and Swales, of Munich, who resided at Grand Bachelet St. Andrew, passed away on Monday 17th April 2023 at the age of 72. The funeral arrangements for the late Donald Augustine Bartholomew, also known as Caliste and Swales, of Munich, who resided at Grand Bachelet St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Anthony St. Paul, also known as Sky Grease and Tony, of Mount Granby St. John, who resided at Brazan St. George, a well-known truck driver, passed away on Wednesday 19th April 2023 at the age of 56. The funeral arrangements for the late Anthony St. Paul, also known as Sky Grease and Tony, of Mount Granby St. John, who resided at Brazan St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. Mary Maguire, also known as Elsa, of New Hampshire St. George, passed away on Saturday, April 8th, 2023, at the age of 85. The funeral arrangements for the late Mary Maguire, also known as Elsa, of New Hampshire St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Eric George Williams of Woburn, who resided at River Road Housing Scheme, passed away on Saturday 1st April 2023 at the age of 84. The funeral arrangements for the late Eric George Williams of Woburn, who resided at River Road Housing Scheme St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home. David Augustine Charles, also known as Cokes and Elliot, of Mamacan St. Andrew, passed away on Thursday 23rd March 2023 at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late David Augustine Charles, also known as Cokes and Elliot, of Mamacan St. Andrew, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Home.
The family of the late Janice Norma Theodore née Park wish to honor her in remembrance on this second-year anniversary since her passing. Janice Theodore resided in both Canada and Montjaloux, Grenada, and died on the 19th of April 2021 at the age of 84. Janice was a beautiful, gentle, graceful, kind-spirited, God-loving woman who has left behind the most valuable and treasured legacy of exemplary selflessness, steadfast love, and compassion. She is fondly remembered and is deeply missed. Janice is survived by her loving husband, Christopher Theodore, her children, Sharon Windsor and Wendy Purcell, granddaughter, Lauren, sons-in-law, Bruce Windsor and Wayne Purcell, stepdaughter, Patricia Mackenzie in Trinidad, many nieces, nephews, and friends. O Lord, the God of mercies, grant unto the souls of thy servants this anniversary day, of whose burial we are keeping a place of solace, of peaceful rest, of glorious light, through Christ